The number 4 top story, which is, I think this should have been the top story of the week.
This is the number 2 top story.
Or the number 2 top story of the week.
Yeah.
Which I think is the biggest top story of the week. Bitcoin dev mailing list deplatformed from Google Groups. I don't mean to laugh. I'm sorry. Bitcoin territory, April 2nd. Saunter posted this. 30 comments, 47,000 sats. Keyan, who and what is going on? Why did the Bitcoin dev mailing list get deplatformed? Of all places, Google Groups.
I don't think we know exactly because, like a YouTube channel getting taken down or an X account getting taken down, it's likely some combination of automated things and poorly paid analysts making these decisions. But it looks like they got a response eventually, and it said something like their content was unwanted. That was like the literal quote.
By who?
By whoever decides such things.
Google?
Someone at Google, because Google would make this decision. Someone who works at Google Groups. Obviously, Google's like this huge, massive megacorp.
Deep states, some people say.
Well, I doubt it. I doubt a deep state person would do this. I would think they would do something smarter, because this is just empowers people.
Do you think it was the AI then?
I would guess it was someone probably flagged it. Then some AI maybe agreed. It's like cryptocurrency, and then maybe labeled as cryptocurrency. And then it came to an analyst's computer, and they're like, "Oh, it isn't crypto. It is cryptocurrency. Yes, the AI is right." And it got banned. Maybe something like that. Maybe some rogue employee at Google was like, "I hate Bitcoin. It's ruining the environment." I recently read a
but don't they know? But
paper in
isn't
Nature.
there like Google Ventures invested in Bitcoin companies though? Like.
Yeah, but it's not all. They don't all talk to each other, and they don't all agree. They aren't a tribe in the sense where they are like
Google's
aligned ideologically.
Alphabet's not a big tribe.
It's an alphabet of people. It's like a full mix of perspectives, I imagine.
Somebody should send an email.
Yeah, you give the wrong person wrong power. Like early Gemini. You remember early Gemini? They put like some very woke people in charge of Gemini at Google. Before it got really good.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
that was just last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, all the founding fathers were people of color.
They were black, right?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
Oh, and women, I think too. And it's like okay, because they excessively prompted for it to produce such things. Anyway, so that's how these things happen. It's like a rogue person who maybe got too much power, very good at the political game.
This kind of blew up, dude. This kind of blew up.
Yeah, people were pretty upset. I mean, because this would be the second move of the Bitcoin dev mailing list, and it feels like it really had it lost a lot of momentum that it had on the original mailing list, which was just a few years ago.
Which I will say this, so obviously it got restored. Peter Todd jumped in and said that it has now been restored. But Optimism came in there and he said, "I'm sure this all went well. Each of our individual minds as what can possibly go wrong when the move happened, and we all fell into the trap of gaslighting ourselves that this would not happen. It happened. Sovereignty is a thing." And then I jumped in because I thought it was hilarious because I remember this distinctly happening, like when it happened the first time or when everybody was deciding. And I shared this link because Rsync had posted at that time, and I remember there was a conversation around this. And you had posted this at one point.
Yeah, I think they should do they should move to Delving. It's they have someone with right access to the Bitcoin Core repo maintains a discourse server, which hosts a community that's moderated, and it has email on it. And they should probably use that.
And then you said, "I think they'd be happiest on Delving as it has all the features they want. Arguably, it's kind of a regression, but as far as I can tell, it's a regression in ways they're confident aren't important." And yeah, and that was that. And then it never happened.
Yeah, well, Google Groups is really nice. It has a lot of nice features, and you don't have to rely on a core maintainer having a second job as a moderator of an instance, a discourse instance, but it does come with this downside of, trusting Google not to take it offline if they don't like Bitcoin for some reason. Maybe they launch a Gemini coin and they're like, we don't want competition from Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Goog coin.
Yeah, Brian Bishop posts, we're back. Well, where do you see this going? Do you think it's just...
I think it'll probably happen a couple more times, and hopefully we'll have something better eventually.
Do you think it'll happen again, really?
Oh, why not? Why not?
Give or take, over, under 365 days from now.
365?
Yeah.
Let's see. No, I don't think it happens that soon. I think it probably entered some list. I mean, it got to the point where Jack Dorsey was tweeting at Sundar. I think it's how you say it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And, yeah. So with that, Jack Dorsey's like, hey, billionaire friend, what? Oh, and then what about this? And then I assume it got prioritized, and maybe it's on an anti-ban. It's a explicit whitelist now, or it doesn't get banned.
Oh,
maybe until Sundar is gone.
So what do you think? Over?
I don't know. I don't know how odds work. How do odds work?
Over a year, under a year.
What does that mean?
So do you think it's gonna get? You think it's gonna get banned again? I would say I would give it. I would get 2.5 years. I would say 2027.
Okay, that sounds good to me. I like that.
2027.
2027.
I wasn't expecting you to say that. But that feels right. Because I think by then they'll forget about it.
Yeah, they'll forget about They'll forget about Jack Dorsey carrying and the fallout.
Crazy. Yeah, I was shocked that it got deplatformed. Because look, dude, they don't really talk about. I mean, look at the stuff they're talking about. It's super nerdy stuff.
Yeah, they're not talking about overthrowing the government or ending the Fed.
Look.
They're just having a technical conversation about.
Maybe they'll talk about
Bitcoin stuff.
Full disclosure, I don't know. Yeah, look at that. I don't know. To me, it just was kind of weird. I don't know. It feels coordinated by Google, personally. That's where my pleb spidey sense goes to. Feels coordinated. But Stackers, let us know what you think. Or hit the comments. Cool. We're going to jump into the number one top story of the week. But